Hey boys and girls, I'm glad we get to talk about ukulele today. We're going to talk about a new chord, G, and then we're going to add that into the other chords that we know already, which are A minor, F major, and C major. And so if any of those other chords are tricky for you, you want to go back to the video before and make sure you iron out those challenges with the old chords. Here's G major, and so you have an open G string, you have a second fret with your first finger on the C string. It sounds like this. Check yours. Okay, I hope you have the same sound. You have your third finger, your ring finger, on the third fret of the E string. It sounds like this. Yeah, okay, I hope that's right. And then you have your second finger, your middle finger, on the second fret of the A string. And it sounds like this. All right, cool. So if I play one note at a time, we have G, D, G, and then B. Yeah, and you might know what those note names were from the C major scale exercise that we had a week or two ago. Okay, so here's our G major chord. It sounds like this. Check yours. Okay, and so now we're going to alternate between the G major chord and open. And that's so that you keep planting your fingers in this pattern and so that you can get used to planting the whichever finger you feel comfortable first landing, and then the other two fingers follow. For me, I like planting for this chord right now with this exercise my first finger first. And so I have open, and then I'll go first finger, and then the other two know where to go because they relate to that first finger. It's like this is driving, and then those two fingers follow. Okay, let's start on the G chord. We'll go G open a few times. Then we'll add in the other chords. We have G going to open. And of course, you want to try and do this by looking up. And it's okay to make small mistakes and then move those fingers as you need to. 3, 4. And a great thing about YouTube, if you need to slow this down, you can. 3, 4, and G major. 2, open. Notice I start first with my index finger, finger 1. Yeah, and I plant that one first. And then I go open, and I'm thinking about what that shape looks like. G major. Great, let's go to C next. Third finger. We're going to go back to open. Now we're going to go to G. Now we're going to go back to C in a moment. Back to C, ready, go. Back to open, then G, open. Here comes G. We're going to go open and then A minor. Back to A minor. Open to G. Here comes G. Open to F major. F, 2 and 1. Yeah. And then open, back to G. Alright, so if that's tricky, I want you to use that back arrow and go back 5 or 10 or 20 seconds so you can practice going from G to those different chords. What we're going to do now is we're going to add that same quarter, quarter, half note change to the different chords that we know, and I'm going to try and let you know at the beginning before we switch to the next chord. We're going to start on the G major chord. That's our new chord today. Ready, start. We're going to go to C next. C, here we go. Back to G, here we go. A minor. We're going to go back to G. We're going to go to F. Back to G. Over to C. Back to G. A minor. G. We're going to go to F. Back to G. And over to C. And great. Okay, so that was our half, quarter note, half note, quarter, half note. Now let's try something similar to that and all quarter notes. And at any point you can slow this down, you can speed it up, but this is just a pattern so we can have a nice relaxed progression going through using these chords in a way that makes sense. Here we go. Quarter notes, we're going to start on G and we're going to go to C. Here's G, going to C, going back to G. We're going to go to A minor, back to G, over to F. Ooh, that might be tricky for some of you. Back to C, over to G, over to A minor, back to G, over to F, back to G. Now we're going to go to C, we're going to go over to A minor, over to F, and over to G, and here comes C, and we're good. All right, thanks boys and girls. I've enjoyed playing some ukulele with you, and I hope you have enjoyed this chance to practice and get to know G really well with these 3 fingers, and also use it with some other chords. Thanks so much.